All right, I'm back. This is the last stretch here. This has been 2 hours talking about Death Knights. This is a little bit too much. I just want to get through these things. So get through the last cards here. So quickly. All right. Start off Soulbreaker. 3-mana, 3/2 weapon. After your hero attacks and kills a minion, gain 2 corpses. So this is really, again, this is good. I'm just taking a look here. What are they going to talk about? All right. This is good. You get corpses. You kill them, so you can get potentially 4 corpses out of a single weapon. That's a 3/2. That's a really good bonus. So Soulbreaker, I think. 1 second here. I forgot to set this up. So MLK cards, March of the Lich King cards. So Soulbreaker, 4-star card. Like, it just does what it should. All right, next one here. What we got? We've got Necrotic Mortician. Battlecry: if a friendly undead died after your last turn, discover an unholy rune card. So for Blood Knights, you needed to just spend a corpse to discover a blood card. For for frosts, you needed to kill a minion with a spell that costs 3 mana to discover a rune card. Here is kind of like a weird thing. If a friendly undead died after your last turn. So that means if you played an undead and the opponent killed it or you killed it off to trade it, that's what you can do to get this. And that is just weird. I mean, in the mid to late game, you can just combo this with the hero power, but it is just weird. It's just, I think it is going to be a lot more difficult to go off than you would expect. So where do I have this? I have this as a 3-star card. 1 second here. And then here, Accolade Death. After a friendly undead dies, draw a card. So you're going to have undeads. So like you're going to have undead taunts, you're going to have reborns, things like that. So this is really good because this is a very, very easy to go off, and this is very easy to get a lot of cards. Now, I mentioned when I was talking like in depth that, well, my in-depth video, my really, really big stats video, that I was talking about how cards could be impacted depending upon what you pick. So one of the things I did not mention was I had talked with Abokta a little bit about this before, and he brought up that the way the actual offering rates work is that if a card is missing, like if cards are removed from Arena, then the other cards pick up its rarity. So if you take a look here, there's a grand total of 1 Frost card in the March of the Lich King set. So the way it should work, talking to Alta, is that if you pick a like a triple Frost, then you would get this card offered at a 3 times rarity compared to other cards. There is the potential that Blizzard could screw this up, and this could be offered way too much. So like that's a third option that I could not really math out on this. But okay, anyways, point being, Accolade Death, 4-star card. It's a card draw engine. It's really, 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 really strong. Okay, so let's go over to the rares. Let's wait for Play Hearthstone to load up. Hello, Play Hearthstone. Thank you. Bone Guard Commander. 8 mana, 8/8 taunt. Battlecry, raise up to 6 corpses as 1/2 Risen Footmen with taunt. So this is another corpse dump card. 8/8 taunt, and then you get a bunch of small taunts there. So the problem with taunt is that if everything has taunt, nothing has taunt. So I think this would actually be more powerful if the 8/8 didn't have taunt. Because making all the 1/2s have taunt means that the 8/8 could be protected and the 8/8 could run into things. Now, with that said, with that said, this is going to be a really good card. I compare it again to Standard Onyxia. That Onyxia is 9 mana for an 8/8 and then fill the board with 1/1s. Here you have to use the corpses, but at this stage in the game, you're going to have the corpses to go along with this. So I think this is like a really good card. I have it as a solid 4-star card, and I do think I might be undervaluing this, and it might be a 5-star card. The Impaired Blood. Give your hero +5 health. Spend 3 corpses to gain 5 more and draw a card. You have to spend 3 corpses to give your hero its N health and draw a card. Like, no. No. And it's triple Blood Rune card. Like, no. Why? Just why? How is this not 1 mana? Why is this 2 mana? Like no. In the current meta, in the current whatchamacallit, blah blah blah. In the current dual class meta, which is like the first year and a half of Hearthstone, this would still be a really, really bad card. Like, give your hero 10 health. Like, ignore the corpses. Give your hero 10 health, draw a card for 2 mana, would be like maybe an okay card there. Here, it's just bad. It's a 1-star card. It's a 1-star card because maybe you'll have so many corpses that you have no choice on it late in the late game. But just no. Like, it takes a lot to... okay, moving on. Corpse Explosion. Detonate a corpse, deal 1 damage to all minions. If they are still alive, repeat this. Okay, I'm just going to make a point here. I'm going to skip over to Epic. For 3 more mana, you can spend 0 corpses, destroy everything, get a 5/5, and gain a crap ton of corpses. Why? Again, this is kind of like a why. Why do you have they're in the same set? They do the same thing. You have 2 board AoEs. Like, I guess the idea is you use one to just dump your corpses, and then you use the other one to gain your corpses. Then you dump your corpses, you gain your corpses, and you just keep wiping the board. I guess I kind of get that, but they're in the same set. It's just redundant. And then, okay, so here's the problem with this one. Like, any AoE like this, you do not want it to be situational. You need the corpses to make this work. So, again, that's the situational part. You don't, do you want to dump all your corpses just to wipe the board? Like, really? It's not. And it's like, I don't like this card, but I can't say it's bad. I mean, it is a 3-star card. Like, just because it's a 5 mana and it can a 5 mana clear the board. And you can't go too low on those. But there's just so many better versions of this. All right. Anyways, back to the card I just showed you like about 10 seconds ago, Soul Stealer. Yeah, that's a 7-star card. Like, okay, you know what? I have it as a 129. I just don't know if it... Like, obviously, this is absolutely insane. So, I have it as a 129. That's 7 stars, easily enough. So, just, yeah. I don't know if it can break the 130 barrier, but a Twisting Nether with a body, like, it's better than Abyssal. Like, that's all it needs to be said. Better than Abyssal. Meat Grinder. Shred a random minion in your deck to gain 3 corpses. Minions, Fell Reaver. Fell Reaver right now. Remember, if a card is not in your hand, or if it's not in the battlefield, it does not exist. Until you hit Fatigue, it does not exist. So, this is a 3 mana 3/4 that gives you 3 corpses in the mid-game, something you really, really, really want to have. So, yeah, and again, I might be undervaluing this. It might be a lot better than this. The only reason is I'm not sure how many corpse use cards you're going to have. So I have it as a 4-star card. It probably could be higher than this. I don't think it's 5 stars unless you really have the deck where you need to use this. And then finally what we have here, we have legendaries. So first one here, Alexandros Morgraine. So for the rest of the game, deal 3 damage to your opponent at the end of your turns. So this is like a finisher in Constructed. In Arena, it takes too long to get there, and you're playing a 7/7 that doesn't do anything. So I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it's slow, and you have to spend 3 blood runes on it, and it may not be something you want to use. So I have it like a medium 3-star card. And then the last card here, Blight Fang, the giant enemy spider. Infect all enemy minions. When it dies, summon a 2/2 zombie with taunt. If you have a single minion, if the opponent has a single minion, this is kind of, how would I say this? It's weird because as an unholy class, you want to have a lot of minions on your side of the board. And if you have a lot of minions on your side of the board, you're probably trading them off to your opponent. So it works really, really well, I would say, against like an aggro deck. Now, the aggro deck, they're not going to trade, but you can just trade off and you get a bunch of taunts to generate off of this. So, overall, like, even if you get like 1 taunt, this is still really good. If you get 2 or 3 taunts, this is absolutely insane. And 1 taunt is easy. I compare it kind of to Mind Flayer Karj, which was better because you could use it on big minions to summon that big minion when it died. But overall, as I said, yeah, it's just like a really good card. And that is a 4-star card. All right. And that is it. That is the Death Knight card review. I will be spending the rest of the week basically catching up on all the neutral cards, all the remaining class cards, and then I will have the video out later for like the rest of the March the Lich King, the MLK set. All right. So, as always, if you have any comments, any disagreements, anything that you don't understand, leave it in the comments. Leave it on Reddit. Leave it wherever. I will get back to you. I'll explain. Like, maybe I made a massive mistake. Maybe I didn't understand something properly. Let me know, please. Okay? All right. This has been about 2.5 hours of recording. This is enough for tonight. Take care, everybody. See you in a few weeks.